This episode is sponsored by Squarespace.
Really, Kat? Really? I've been sitting here the whole time waiting to film. Don't listen. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 75. This is, it's the first episode of the year 2024, the far future. And today we're going to be making, you've guessed it, we've seen the thumbnail, we're going to make another Bangarang bot. Because, well, we just released the game and I want to make all 4 factions of Bangarang and I want to make some terrain, I want to play the game. And then, done, you won't hear about it ever again. You will in the future, because it is my game, I probably should talk about it. The game is made, the game is out, and you can download this book for free on gutterlands.com, or you could buy a copy, support the channel, and Ben at Apocrypha Now, and it just looks so much nicer. And if you buy the book, there's bits of art in the back and things like that, and scribbles, and there's a little JUNKBOT generator on the back there, which I'll talk about later. So just go buy it. I'll wait here, just... Okay, so the last episode I was talking about burnout. I was also giving like workshop tours and things like that, just answering questions that patrons had. But yeah, if you're wondering, I'm fine. Like, it's all fine now. Yeah, back to normal, I guess. But it is obviously really dark and cold and miserable in England at the moment. So, that could reflect my mood a little bit. But then again, let's be honest, I'm never very sunny in the first place, am I? I'm sure that's why you come, actually. Relatability. But that's enough about me. How are you? How are you doing? No, not you, Kat. I wasn't talking to you. I don't care how you're doing. How are you? No, I can't hear you. You'd think I'd understand how this works by now. So this game has been out since, well, around Christmas time, and a lot of people downloaded the game. How's it going? Are you playing the game? I really want to know, I want to get a little bit of feedback. I want to know if you played the game, is it fun? Is it working? Have you been making Bangarang bots? All this stuff, let me know down below. Or go to Instagram and let me know. Or Ben at Apocrypha Now. Let us know how it's going. It's out in the world now. We want to know if people are enjoying it. I mean, it's not too much to ask, is it? But let's get on with it, shall we? The first build of 2024, pretty much the same build as the last build of 2023 and probably 2022. It doesn't matter, You know what you're in for when you come to a build making stuff video. Yeah. So we're going to make another bot for Bangarang in the Gutterlands. Now this is the book, this is the printout, this is how it's supposed to be viewed. I did do a downloadable copy for free, but I mean, look at this, so much better. I'm so proud of this book, me and Ben, Apocrypha Now. We're very happy. But we've already made a beat bot, so we made that a few episodes ago, and I made a meaty one the episode before last. I think this time I'm going to make, maybe not an upper, they look pretty tricky. I think I might just go with Junker today, a nice spiky, rusty, messy little Junker. And that's what we're going to do. So as per usual, when I am going to build something, I like to sketch it. And I like to show my sketching process because people like to watch sketching. It's like a weird fetish of yours. Don't pretend it isn't. So I don't know how I'm really going to design a JUNKBOT. Basically, I'm just going to look for any weird little bits I've got in my, my little bit boxes and just stick it all together. Make something that, that's the whole point of a JUNKBOT, is it's a load of mismatched pieces, so I can just have fun. But, it's still handy to doodle things like, get an idea of what the head's going to look like, how many spikes I'm going to have. Just the general silhouette, that's what I'm going for here. So my brief here, so to speak, is I need one eye because junkers have one eye. Now you might wonder, like, why have they only got one eye, and why the meaty bots have lots of eyes, and the uppers have three. Look, basically, I know lots of people's bots are going to look different from each other. That, you know, you might make a junker and it won't look anything like my junker, but as long as it has one eye, that's like a little key there. We all know that if it has one eye, it's a junker. If it has three eyes, it's an upper. That's my little way of kind of making it a bit clearer what kind of bot it is when you make your own, because you know you're not going to have the beads I have. No one has the beads I have. No one. I think my JUNKBOT is going to be obviously spiky, but I think I want a lot of exposed cables and things like that, so I might have to get out the old guitar strings. And as far as weapons go, I mean, I built most of the weapons. I'm not sure, I'll have to check the book later, but we don't have a shield. I haven't made a shield yet, and I just want to come up with like an interesting shield that's like a hubcap thing, or you know, maybe like I think maybe like just a load of pieces of metal kind of bolted together. That's a little bit boring. I might just do something like a door, like a, you know, like a little hatch, like from a spaceship that I've just taken off and it's just used as a shield. That kind of makes sense for a junker. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Now, watching this back, I'm quite aware of me spelling shield wrong, but if you'd like to correct my spelling, please do go down below. Maybe I did it on purpose for the interactions, to get the interactions up. Did I spell anything wrong on this page? I don't know. You comment down below. I did. So I know what you're thinking, that's a lot of brown and orange watercolour. That's fine, because JUNKBOTs are just really rusty piles of mess. You know, they are messy, rusty, junky bots. And it's fun for people who just want to paint rust like me. They also have blue eyes, which is part of the key, you know, the one eye, three eye thing. They all got different colour eyes. Just get the book. Just get the book and you can read all about it. Bye! So this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Now, Squarespace is a website where you go to make websites. Now, if you have no idea how to make a website, you don't know how to do with a HTML, is it HTML? I'm not sure. And you just want to make a website about things like, you know, like a pickle website, for example. Like, yeah, like that, like Pickle Perfection. That's it, Bill. Click there. If you just want to make a website that's quick and easy and clean and nicely designed, then go to Squarespace. I made this website in, like, you know, it must have been like 0.5 seconds. Maybe a little bit longer, I'm not sure, but it was really easy and it looks pretty good. And I will add stuff to it at some point. But yeah, if you want to make your own website, there's a sale going on at Squarespace. There's a little link down below. Go and have a look. After the episode, obviously. I don't know why I've still got this template, but it's basically to show me that it's 60mm tall by 40mm wide. That's my basic guide, and we're going to use some wire. Now, I've got this collection of wire in a little box. I've got boxes of all sorts of things, as I showed you last episode. If you are interested in the tour of the workshop, watch the last episode, because I know you didn't. I know you didn't. Whilst this isn't technically a bead bot, it's still going to be made the same way as a bead bot. I'm basically going to thread things on an armature wire, because that's the best way to keep your miniature sturdy and strong. I've never had a bead bot break on me yet, much like the law. They're pretty durable. But we're going to make it, it's going to be like a skinny bead bot. I'm going to be honest, over the holiday season, I spent most of my time basically sorting out all the beads and the bits that people have been sending me in my PO box. It took quite a long time, but they're sorted now. I'm quite happy. You know, the kids did want a bit of attention over Christmas. I just told them I'm busy with my beads. Go away. They'll understand. Kids are resilient. So I think the word of the day will be details. And textures. Details. The two words of the day will be textures and details. And rust. Three words. Look, it's basically going to be like a crusty, detailed, rusty bot. And I'm going to put lots of detail on the body that you're probably never ever going to see again. I do tend to do that quite often, actually. I think it's something to do with not planning very well. Much like my second child. I often sit there and think, like, will my children ever watch these episodes in the future? And will I have to, like, apologise to them for all the little silly jokes I make? Which, you know, obviously aren't true. They are true. Would I have to apologise? I mean, what do you think? Vote down below. Do you think I would have to apologise to the kids in the future? Or should they be honoured to be mentioned in, their father's video? Probably not. But I imagine kids in the future are going to be weird and creepy anyway. They're probably not even going to be interested in this sort of stuff. I reckon they're going to just dance around with a full mirror like that sexy vegan guy. I bet everyone's going to be just like that sexy vegan guy. You know what I mean? That was quite a rant for me. But if you don't know who sexy vegan guy is, probably worth a Google, actually. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm making a JUNKBOT, just remember. So there we go, we got like some weird skeleton and we need a base. Now, the bases I use for my Bangarang bots are these poker chips. Just make sure they're not really worth anything before you start. Oh my God, 10 bazillion. We'll keep that one. I've got some more in the cupboard. Yeah, we're in the clear, that one's fine. We can use that one. We're going to drill some holes to put his little feeties in. Basically, they're about 39mm across, or you could use a 40mm base or a 39mm base, whatever. You know, I'm not a base expert. Go to Games Workshop and ask them, will you? So it's time to add a few details, and by a few I mean quite a lot of details that you'll never see. But it's fun because I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. Let's just keep adding things until it looks good. Before we start sticking things to its body, I'm going to stick a little bit of EVA foam here because, as we know, everything sticks to EVA foam. Now, I'm quite aware that these look like a pair of breasts, but I do believe this JUNKBOT is non-binary. So, I mean, are they breasts or are they pecs? I don't think you decide. I'm not sure what the right answer is. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm just genuinely interested. What would you call them? This is going to be a little, not a pylon. What do you call it? Like a little hydraulic cylinder thing that's going to. A hydraulic cylinder thing that's going to go under its armpit. Now I really like this detail. Now I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to see this in the final build. So I don't really know why I'm doing it, but you know, you can see it now. You can just tell your friends about it. Did you know there's a hydraulic cylinder thing underneath his armpits? Yeah, you can't see it, but yeah, that's what you can say. So I'm going to use guitar strings for little wires hanging down from his chest and other areas. You know, they make the best wires, guitar strings. The low E string, or the, you know, what's the one before? The E. The one, I never remember. I do know how to play guitar, actually, but I just don't remember the name of the strings. My son does guitar lessons, actually, at school. And I'm like, what have you learnt today? What chords? He's like, and he just starts plucking one string over and over again. I do apologise, son, number one, if you are watching this in the future. If you've stopped dancing around the street saying, I'm a sexy vegan, I'm a sexy vegan. My son currently doesn't have that accent, but I imagine in the future he probably will. He's already started to not pronounce his T's like you Americans, you know, like it's water. All right, I'm going to lay off making fun of my children for a little bit and the American public because I will be in America in March for Adepticon, so, you know, don't shoot me. So if you're there, pop along, I'll give you a sticker or something, and just don't shoot me, please. See you there. Don't shoot me. So I want to make like a little rib cage thing, like a little metal rib cage. I'm going to melt this bit of plastic over a little miniature anvil. Yeah, I've got a tiny anvil, so what? It's kind of bent it a little bit more than I want, but that would do. That's fine. That's the good thing about a JUNKBOT, you know, you're never wrong. You just basically stick anything to anything and it's a piece of junk, and just pop bot at the end and it's a JUNKBOT. There you go. I'm going to cover this thing in little plates of metal like it's been repaired over and over and over again. I'm going to use a hole puncher to make some holes in there just for a little bit of texture, which is one of the words of the day. It's like Sesame Street. And we're going to cover up all that detail, which is the other word of the day. Let's just hope we don't cover the whole thing in a horrible rusty paint job where you can't see anything. There's some foreshadowing there. Plus the third word of the day. So in the game of Bangarang, if you shoot someone in the back, they're more vulnerable. It's easier to shoot someone in the back. So I like to add like an energy core there, or like a gas container, which is what I'm going to do now. That's a bit of a game piece mixed with a bead. They fit perfectly. I did glue them together, but they fit perfectly. It's nice when that sort of stuff happens. We're going to drill some holes and put some wires coming out of it. I'm not an engineer, so I'm not sure why there are so many wires coming out of this tank and going into the thing, only for the fact that it looks pretty cool. Okay, you know, I'd be like a really cool engineer, not an effective one. You know, I'll just make your boiler look really good. It won't heat up your water. Spikes. We're making spikes now. I wish I would pay attention to the video I'm narrating. I mean, really. I should probably talk about what I made those spikes out of. Those are those little plastic tile spaces you stick between tiles when you're tiling a wall. And currently I have a builder downstairs tiling the bathroom, but he's making so much noise during this narration. I mean, it's... Will you shut up down there? Sorry, I mean, some people have got to actually work. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, there's my JUNKBOT. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Minus a few hands. We'll sort that out later. But yeah, there he is. I probably should do some feet at some point. I hope I don't forget to do feet. So I'm just going to interrupt my video to say a big thank you to all my patrons who stuck by me through Christmas. I had a little break because I just needed a little rest, and I'm back at it now. But a lot of patrons stuck by me and kept supporting me, so I really appreciate it. But if you would like to support this channel, you know, it's a couple of quid a month on Patreon. There's a link down below. It's basically like, you know, if you saw me in a coffee shop or a pub and you're like, I've looked at this geezer's face for about 60 plus hours, you know, I should probably buy him a coffee, you know, but not 60 hours in one go. That'd be really weird. And that's how this channel works, really. Patreon support. So, you know, if you like this channel, you want to keep it going, chuck a couple of quid my way. If you had a channel that did exactly the same thing that I did, I'd probably throw you a couple of quid, because then I won't have to do it myself. If you don't want to join Patreon, go to my website, thegutterlands.com, and buy Bangarang, the book. It's a fun game. What else is there? Oh yeah, I will be in Chicago this year for Adepticon. I'm actually going to be at the meet and greet thing. So if you'd like to meet me and you're from the US, come to Adepticon and meet me. Apparently at Adepticon you have to give out stickers to everyone you meet. So I made like, you know, hundreds of these little stickers with my face on it. I'm gonna yeah, and Kat's made like a few of these. Well, there's several hundred of these ones. These are like little die cut cat stickers. Obviously you want these ones, but you know, if you want these ones, just, it's not a competition. All right, you got die cut ones. I've only got little round ones. Okay, you spent all the budget on your die cut stickers. I didn't have any left for mine. But anyway, come meet me, get a sticker at Adepticon in Chicago. Chicago. So it's time to make some weapons. Now I've been making all my weapons magnetic because in the game of Bangarang you can switch out loadouts and have weapon combinations, and they give you little bonuses and things. Just buy the book. So previously on Bill Making Stuff, we've made a blaster, which is your generic sort of shooty gun. We've made a boomer, which is like a long range weapon where you can shoot anyone on the map anywhere. We made a whacker, which is fun for whacking people into terrain for extra damage. Also made a flamethrower, which, you know, basically just sets them on fire, which is lovely, as you would expect. We've made a cutter, which is your melee weapon, which will just cut them. Just a generic melee weapon, that one. And we made a hand, which is good for grabbing onto terrain and to stop you from getting bashed up against walls, things like that. So we haven't made a shield, and we haven't made a crusher, and we haven't made a zapper. But I think I just want to focus on a shield and maybe another blaster, because you always need more blasters. Anyway, that's the book. Buy it. So here is my Bitbox 47. I'm not sure what number it is, but this is a special debut of this Bitbox. These are all the new bits I got for Christmas and stuff. I'm going to use these bits for the hands, I think, and we're going to use my new chopping board, cutting board. We need to call it something, but basically I made this in the last video just so I can cut beads without it wobbling all over the place. So we're going to use this empty felt tip pen to make a little blaster. I know we've already made a blaster, but we do need, you know, I've been playing a few games with my son and there's not enough blasters to go around. So, but he has managed to beat me 4 times out of 4. He's, yeah, genuinely, he's beat me in Bangarang 4 times out of 4 games. And, you know, I didn't let him win. I usually do, but I was getting so annoyed I kind of actually played properly. He still beat me 4 times. Mainly with the hammer, whacking me against the wall over and over again. And then he started saying, I'm a sexy vegan. He didn't really. You know, he will do in the future though. Guarantee it. And there we go, a nice little simple blaster, easy. Now let's make a shield. Now I've used these things so many times And every single time I look up what they're called, I ask the comments section, what are these things called? They tell me, and I forget it every time. I've forgotten it again. I think there's something to do with Windows, putting in Windows. Doesn't matter. That's my little shield right there, look. Now I want this thing to look like a hull door, like for a submarine or a spaceship or something. So I need one of those like spinny door handles, one of those, the spinny door handles. Those, you know what I mean? Those spinny door handle things that spin around and you open the door. Normally when people are drowning and you're trying to spin it open, and there's like, you just go on without me, and then you leave them there. Those things, that's a cock, but I'm sure you know what I mean. One of them. Spinny door handle. Hatch handle. Doesn't really matter, does it? So we're going to use some rivets and rivet this whole thing up as per usual. Now if you do hear like this humming in the background, that would be the little heater I've got on the floor heating me up, keeping me alive, because in this workshop there's no insulation. It's freezing cold. It's like being outside, and it's -1, -2 outside in the the lovely cold English winter. Now it is miserable, grey, dark, miserable, freezing. No wonder they moved Christmas to December, 25th of December. It's like the darkest, coldest part of the year, right? So they moved Christmas there to cheer people up. And no matter what you think, Santa Claus wasn't born on the 25th of December. All right, so go Google it. I hate magnetizing anything. I don't know about you, but anytime I work with magnets, I always stick them in the wrong way, and I have to kind of drill them out. And magnets are bloody hard as anything, so they're really hard. And I always get the polarity wrong, always, despite using this little metal thing. I've just edited out all that nonsense to make it look like I know what I'm doing, but honestly this took me about 2 hours. But they're in there now, and they're magnetized, and there we go. There's my bot ready for paint. So I did the usual prime, a prime of black with a white centerfold prime from above to get this generic grey colour. But we're going to rust this thing up with some acrylic. Who cares about that? You know what this is. This is painting time with Bill, boring time with Bill. Boring time with Bill is story time with Bill. I think I got that completely wrong, but I'm not going to cut that out. I'm going to keep that in. Anyway, let's talk about JUNKBOT. So in the game of Bangarang, there are 4 factions. There's the meaty ones, there's the uppers, there's the bead bots, and there's the junk bots. Now the junk bots are the everyman bots for the people of respite, because most people can go out, find junk and make themselves a junk bot. They're not particularly good. They can be quite hardy. It all depends on the person operating the thing. But junk bots are that, basically bots made out of junk. They're kind of looked down upon, much like the people of respite look down upon the rusters who worship rust. Now the people who make junk bots are kind of associated with rusters because they go up to the rusty peaks, scavenge rusty bits of technology and make rusty robots. They tend to think, oh, they must worship rust too, and they kind of get looked down on, things like that. But not always true. I mean, there are a lot of ruster sympathizers who have junk bots in Bangarang, but it's not always true. So Bangarang tournaments are quite famous for being basically chaos. There's never been an uneventful tournament of Bangarang. From things like molars digging holes underneath the pitch, there could be nanobots flying through the air dismantling robots mid-game. Also, there's been lots of anti-ruster protests. Basically, loads of anti-ruster protesters run onto the pitch, start smashing up with the robots, and they tend to aim for the junk bots. They see the rusty junk bots, they go for that one first, and they smash that one up a lot more than the others. Basically because they're rusty, they see it as like a tribute to the big great rust god Ferromar, who is the god of the rusters. Although not always true, the people that operate junk bots, some of them are ruster sympathizers. They tend to go up to rusty peaks where the rusters live and salvage materials to make their bots. So they must have some kind of relationship with them, and some maybe do worship the great rust god. We don't know. But, they're just poor and they need junk parts, so who knows? Rusters aren't all that bad, I don't think. I mean, sometimes they're quite bad, but then so are the people that rest by it. You make your own mind up. Ruster, anti-ruster, what are you? Comment down below. There we go, that's a JUNKBOT. Now JUNKBOTs have lovely blue eyes, just like someone we all know, not too far from here. Me, I'm talking about me, I have blue eyes. Anyway, we're going to paint hazard stripes on the weapons because I want them to be universal. I want them to be able to be transferred between all the different factions of bots. Because, if I made individual weapons for each thing, I'd have to make them all 4 times, which is just silly. So to finish this JUNKBOT off, we're going to give it a nice brown oil wash. Now, if you don't know how to make oil wash, I'm sure you do it by now. Here's a little video that I've not pre-recorded, I swear. I mean, you've never seen this video ever before, but this is how you make oil wash. I haven't Hanna-Barbera'd this, I swear. There we go. Don't ever ask how to make oil wash again. You probably will, but that's a bit dark. I'm going to be honest. That's probably a bit thick. I probably should have thinned it down a little bit. It's okay. Just get a little sponge out, and we can just wipe off the excess, just like that. There we go. Lovely. It is a JUNKBOT after all. So here's the rusty, junky JUNKBOT. I really like this build. I mean, the model is really good. There's so many details in there that I'm really quite proud of. And it's not like a big chunky bead bot, which is quite nice for a change. The paint job, I think maybe I could have done better, but it's so cold in here. I just wanted to get it done. But, he is a rusty, junky. I just wanted to go crazy with rust and grime and dirt. But I mean, it makes him stand out, with the bead bots. That's definitely a JUNKBOT. That's definitely a bead bot. So, yeah, pretty happy with that. What do you think? Let me know down below. And there we go. That's it. That's the episode done. A standard Bill Making Stuff episode for you. Because, that's we all want that. I get a lot of people telling me they watch this stuff as they fall asleep. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not, but, I don't want to change it up too much. If I don't want to ruin your sleep. So, I think that's it. I mean, maybe go and buy the Bangarang rulebook off the website, thegutterlands.com. Just in case you went to the toilet the last 4 times I said it. Just in case. Glamour shots coming up. And I'll see you next time. We're going to make an upper bot, which I'm not really looking forward to, I'm going to be honest. Oh yeah, and Happy New Year, everyone. Bye! So there we are, the JUNKBOT. I'm not too happy with the paint job. I think the paint job, works for what it is, but it's not really up to my recent standards. Wink, wink, you know what I mean? But it will do. It's fine. Let me know what you think down below. Now, we've only got one more bot to make, an upper bot, which we make next episode, and then we'll probably make some terrain and then play a game. What do you reckon? You up for that? I'm going to do that anyway. But thank you to my patrons, because you lot stuck by me through my little miserable Christmas holiday drought of content, and I really appreciate it. Barely any of you left, so I really do